Our September Brecknock Township Supervisors meeting. I'll call the meeting to order at this time. And I'll invite you as the board stands and pledges the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time we'll have the roll call.
Jerry Hall.
Here.
Arthur Zerbe.
Here.
David Randolph.
Here.
Michael Reiner.
Here.
Virginia McGovern.
Here.
Karen Warren.
Okay, this time on our agenda we have our public comment session time. Is there anyone here who wants to speak?
Yeah, I'll take
You got 4 minutes.
that. I won't take that.
Okay.
I just want to say something about the road crew.
Okay?
They did a pretty nice job there by my place on Oberhauser and Lancaster County Road. Very efficient. Just let you know that I don't know much about roads, but yeah, they did a pretty nice job. Andy and his crew, so I think you have a good crew there.
Did
The
you
three
watch
guys
them?
seem to work very well together. They know how to handle their equipment. They weren't afraid of the big trucks coming down there. They still come down there pretty fast, don't they? Even a guy with a trailer on the back. But yeah, I think you got a good crew there.
Yes.
And this well below my place, it's nice. George can mow it.
Yeah.
And every time you do something like that, it cuts down your maintenance of your weeds along the roads.
Yep.
And through the years, we knocked quite a few out. You continue doing that at properties. The day will come when you hardly have any road mowing anymore.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, that will conclude our public comment session time. And we'll move on our agenda, we have a guest tonight. Hershey Surveying.
Good evening, everyone. Hershey Survey. We are proposing a minor lot add-on plan for 128 West Maple Grove Road. Property is located just east of the fire hall property, west of apartments that Dennis Rank has there along Maple Grove Road. This is the parking lot there for those apartment houses. Older house sits pretty close to the road with a garage back here right behind it, a little detached garage here, driveway along the east side. It's owned by Luke Ulrich, who Luke had done the developments back behind there, the Maple Meadows, thank you, Meadows 2, back behind. It affects both the property, one of the lots in Meadows 2, which he still owns, and then this property here, which he recently acquired. So the property is kind of naturally bisected by a little creek that runs through here. And the purpose of this is to add a little bit of land to the property that he bought out here on Maple Grove Road and take a little bit of land away from the house that was back here in Meadows 2. There's a sanitary sewer easement that runs east and west and it parallels the creek right there. The idea is just to get this land here that's kind of not really accessible for the residential property to be joined with this property. That way the maintenance and everything can be joined there. I'm not sure exactly what his long-term future is, but we had talked possibly about doing some sort of development here on this property, maybe apartments or something like that. So this extra land in here may help that with stormwater and whatnot. Dennis, when he had done this property, had some issues with getting some easements for stormwater discharge and whatnot. This way the stream, I'll have to stop saying whatnot too, that should probably come. The stream right here, the accessibility of that stream with stormwater related might help out in the future for that. So, and he's got a buyer for this, so he'd like to sell that and do the add-on before he sells that. So that's the purpose. I do have review comments from Technicon dated August 20th, 2019. There are a few waivers that we're looking for as it relates to street sidewalk improvements along Maple Grove Road. I think the other one is relates to monuments as well. For the property, we'll set pins at the missing corners and the new property corners as well. Other than that, other than those two waivers, I think most of the other comments are all fairly benign. We can address them fairly simplistically. So be looking for action on the waivers tonight and conditional plan approval based on the August 20th, 2019 Technicom letter.
Okay, you have the planning commission's, do you, the minutes? No, we don't.
Yeah, the recommendation from the
Yeah.
planning commission was
Yeah,
that.
the August 27th letter.
Yeah.
That notes
Okay.
the two waivers and also
Yeah.
conditional that was recommended by the planning.
Is there any questions on any of the waiver requests on the additional plan approval? As it was discussed at the planning commission, this is just a lot add-on, so it doesn't excuse them from additional land development planning and review if they come back and want to do land development on it. That's why it's relatively minor comments here. If there's no other comment, I'll make the recommendation that we grant the waiver request from 95-18D2 for the shoulder, and also the grant a waiver on 28B3 for the placement of monuments on the tracks.
Second.
Okay, we had a motion to grant them two waivers, and it was second. Those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now, is there a motion to grant conditional final approval? Not, I'll make that motion. Is there a second?
I second it.
Okay, motion is made and second. Those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Those wouldn't happen to be signed for you.
I'll call you.
Okay.
I'll get them.
I just thought we might have enough planning commission members here as well. I didn't know Mike was going to be here. Okay. Yeah, tomorrow.
I'll call you.
This week. Okay, good.
After you do my work.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good, Ron.
Okay, you have the minutes from August 13. Are there any corrections or additions to the minutes as they're provided? If not, is there a motion to accept the minutes as they are?
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from last month as they're presented.
Second.
Okay, we had a motion to accept the minutes of August 13. It was second. Those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, you have the bills. The light fund bill. I always keep hearing stories out there of companies that get grant and rebate money for switching to LEDs. Is that something we could tie together with the lighting to Brubaker Park under the grant?
Doubt it,
Okay.
but I can look into other
Now,
options, because I know there are other options.
you might know, are these different kinds of lights? Do we have like a whole array of different types of bulbs out there?
In the streetlights?
Yeah.
Yes,
And different illuminating
Yes.
things, and
yeah,
it's a different fee for whatever type it is.
yeah.
So-
It might be something that would be easier to start with, like developments, or start with like the main roads. Like, 'cause see, the main roads, like, Loustown Road, Maple Grove Road,
Okay.
625, they have all those that are on the real high poles. Those are the ones that kind of go out and over. They're not the fancy ones that are in the developments. I mean, if we're gonna look into it, it might be easier to split it, because they are different.
I mean, we spend $50,000 a year in streetlights. Our residents do.
Yeah.
And LEDs would cut that by a fraction.
I will look into it.
Okay. Have you looked at the bills? Is there any other questions or comments on the bills?
The plasters, was that the backhoe? Plasters equipment?
Yeah. That would be the back of
If not, is there a motion to approve the bills?
I make a motion that we approve the bills for the month of September in the amount of $121,994.63.
I second it.
Okay, we had a motion to approve the bills, and it was second. Those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Now, this is about the time of year we usually discuss, or at least we budgeted a donation to Bowmansville, Five Pointville, and the Ambulance Association. Does the board have any concerns or comments that can we release what we budgeted?
Fine with me.
Yeah. Okay. Carol? Do we need a motion for that? Okay. Okay, moving on to our agenda. We have the reports, we have the Roadmaster's report. Anyone have anything to add or questions for the Roadmaster? I see you plan to do some mowing. Oakland Drive's looking kind of rough.
Yeah, toward the end of the month,
Yeah, it did.
hopefully we get our last one in, but. But our one motor's been broke down, and we've been trying to get parts for it, and finally got the parts this week, but the last mowing, being with one tractor, it took so many weeks till we got it done. Some of the roads that were hit first are getting kind of tall at this point. So close to the end of the season.
I can't see the gravel you put down.
Yeah, that one's tall. We were back working on Hilltop today. I seen that one was tall. I was blown away how tall they were back there.
Oh, God, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, the screenings you put on Piper Hill, does that work pretty good?
Yeah, that actually does work pretty good. We've
Gotta
done
get out
that numerous times when we've oiled and chipped roads and when intersections and stuff get tore up, it keeps it from getting tacky and keeps vehicles from pulling it up and stuff. And it works very well. You get a couple ton and it goes really far. So obviously the drier the screens, the better it is. And we try to get it off the belt up at the quarry, and it's usually pretty dry. So
You never tried doing that instead of chips?
that we cannot do instead of. You can't. Yeah, it wouldn't really. First of all, I don't think that would be approved by Liquid Fuels using screens instead of instead of half inch. They don't even approve quarter-inch stone.
I had a question for you too. I had a guy complaining about 520 Road, backside of Red Ron, said he bent the rim on it. And
We were just out there within the past couple of weeks here.
okay, because I drove through it then and I did not see anything you'd be bending the
Yeah.
rim on.
We had worked on that. I'm trying to think. I jog my memory here. I think we worked on that somewhere. We started working on that somewhere in the beginning of August, getting
Okay.
all the holes filled in out there and stuff.
I was just
So-
wondering if this was probably before you got
And,
that.
yeah, come November, when we can start using our skin patch, we're gonna go out there and hit that road pretty hard, try and hold it together.
What do you think about the white lines on Bowmansville Road, East Bowmansville Road?
I think it's a good idea.
Not that expensive, and I knew before people got off the edge.
Yeah.
There's numerous
Yeah.
times there and stuff.
Okay. Okay, we have the Township Engineers report.
Yes, thank you. I have a copy of my report of September 6th. I have a few items tonight. Starting on the bottom of page 4, I'll just read those to you. Item number 1 we already took care of with the lot add-on plan. Item 2 and 3 and 4 are all memorandum of understandings for action by the board for the Harvey Hollinshead Stormwater Project, the Robert Landis Stormwater Project, and the B&B Transport Land Development Plan. Item number 5 is a extension of time request for the new engineer to prepare revisions to the Irvin and Sarah Fox Land Development Plan. Item number 6 is the Frank Pudlow Stormwater Management Financial Security Release in the amount of $250. Moving to page 5, item 7, J. Paul Martin Stormwater Project, Financial Security Release Recommendation in the amount of $2,500. Item 8, Samuel Brubaker Stormwater Management, Financial Security Release in the amount of $3,000. Item 9 is the Darrell Knoll Stormwater Project, Financial Security Release in the amount of $13,025. And I do have one additional one that has not been listed. We received it today for the Messenger Tree Service Land Development for action on their memorandum of understanding also. Do you have any questions about any of those items?
Do we have any questions for any of the individual items? If not, is there a motion to accept?
I make a motion that we accept what Mike Reiner just presented to us from, not one's already finished, 2 through 9, and to include the Messner memorandum of understanding.
I second.
Okay, we had a motion to accept the recommendation of the township engineer, and it was second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Okay, you have the SEO's report. Guess it's been kind of quiet. You have the zoning officer's report. He's not here tonight, so does the board have any comments they want to pass back to him? If not, does the solicitor have anything to add?
I have nothing to add.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept the reports?
I make a motion we accept the reports of the roadmaster, engineer, SEO, zoning, and solicitor as presented.
I second.
Okay, we had a motion to accept the reports as they are, and with the second, those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay, you have the minutes of the Park and Rec. Did they blacktop the Eagle's Nest then?
Did on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turn out all right?
Yeah, it turned out pretty good. We just gotta paint we'll do that together, the back of the school and up there, we have to repaint the handicap lines and stuff like that.
Do you have a sprayer to paint lines?
Yeah, it's just one of those
Push.
athletic sprayers on
Yeah.
wheels and
Yeah.
stuff, we just get spray cans.
Spray can,
Go around.
yeah.
It seems to work pretty good.
Small jobs.
Yeah.
What's this non-compliance list that Gary's? What do you mean non-compliance list?
Maybe Megan can shed some light on that.
What's a non-compliance
I might
list?
have wrote it down wrong too, I'm not sure, but, he was, I guess it was with the park, when we have people renting it, for example, like the color run. Basically what liability do we have if they're using it for, reasons outside of the normal, park as far as like soccer games, hockey games, baseball games, that kind of thing.
It's more like it's conditions, terms and
Exactly.
conditions.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you misspelled trick or treat.
No, I didn't.
Trunk or treat.
Out of the trunk of your vehicle.
Yeah.
I didn't know there is such a thing.
It's cute.
It's becoming very
Yeah,
common.
that's neat.
How do you maintain security of something like that? Do you register everyone who opens up their trunk and provides,
Register as far as.
just
for the
record?
No. People who wanna.
Do it.
Oh, registering. Well, we had talked about having people pre-register, whether we would, have them call the township office and pre-register, or, have them email me.
Or register on site and take their license plate number? I mean, it just seems that concern for the safety of kids, at least homes, you know who lives there, but can you get cars starting to show up and you don't know who these people are, and they're giving out stuff and they're in costumes and,
I didn't think that far.
no.
No.
It's not hard for somebody to just walk through and write the license plates numbers down.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you should just keep a log of everyone whose vehicle that is being used and get at least a license number. If there's any issues, we have something to go back on.
I've talked to other organizations that have done this, and
Okay.
they never had any sort of thing, but not saying that we can't.
I mean, what kind of liability would we face if someone caused harm?
Well, I mean, it's, the Park and Rec Board is holding this event,
Yeah,
correct, on
yeah.
behalf of the township, so
Yeah.
it's gonna come back to you if, they're gonna sue the township if there's a problem, But for some kind of, I think you're covered if you do the license plate pre-registration, and that possibly if you would want state police to run those plates, just to make sure that the people are like, decent, non-criminal, offenders,
Mhm.
that would cover yourself, I know you don't have police here, so it's not like, but I don't know if the state police would be willing to run the plates, and if you want to
Well,
do something like that,
like
but
I
it might
say,
be something.
if you're doing trick or treating house to house, and someone plays a prank, a nasty prank on something with bad food or something, you at least know where you got it. But if there's cars, you do the trunk and treat, and someone gets food poisoning or something, and then you realize that no one knows who had that vehicle, or who had that, who was handing out that candy and stuff.
Well, you could also provide the candy to be handed out. I don't know if that's.
Okay, explain what trunk and treat is.
It's just like trick or treating, people come in, they bring their cars, trucks, whatever vehicle they have, they decorate their back with a theme, and they sit there basically in lawn chairs and have candy, kids walk around, and they can vote for the best decorated trunk.
Oh. But are the adults basically in costumes also?
They can be, yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So probably our requirement that the candy is all sort of like over the counter
Packaged.
But it seems like apples here and the razor blade, that kind of thing. So it's regular packaged food that we all go to the grocery store and get the 3 bags.
And individually sealed packets are in there, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
It was just a thought I had that, what if someone tries to play a prank, and a nasty prank, and every time you try to do something good, there's someone out there that tries to spoil it for you, but, my thought was maybe if you just required, as they enter that night, you just get a name and a license plate or something, so that if there ever something that you have to backtrack or find out, you'd have something.
They would have to sign in on a official sheet. who they are.
And maybe their address and yeah.
That way, when it's all over with, there's a lead behind, just send them a thank you note, which is a nice way to kind of have a whole thing. Make people feel good and do something.
Is this something you're looking for the board approval on? Yeah, okay. Okay, what do you guys think?
I think it's a good idea. Get stuff happening in the park.
Yeah. And then the hours of this, but this wouldn't be after dark then, though, would it?
No, it's 5 to 8.
Okay. Okay, is there a motion to grant approval for the Park and Rec to conduct their first annual truck and treat?
I make that motion.
Okay.
A second.
Okay, we had the motion to grant approval for the trunk and treat event, and it was second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Does the board want to make any comments on the suggested survey?
Yes.
Okay. Or proposed survey also.
Survey monkeys. I don't know if I quite go along with calling our residents if they send one in a survey monkey.
That's the website name.
That's what's.
What is that, an app?
Yeah, that's what the site's called.
So they'll go on the internet to do a
Yes.
survey monkey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically, we would hopefully get the township website to have the URL on the website so that they can just click right on there and go right to the survey and take it.
Because the average resident in this township, if you walk up to them and say, you want to be a survey monkey?
Yeah.
They're going to look at you.
But Carol, you believe we'll get more responses back using the app than we will?
Yeah, Megan and I talked quite a bit about it, and I think that we should, my suggestion would be that we just try it on the app, online, see how many we get, and then maybe send surveys out. I'm concerned about getting them back if we mail them out, because the average person, if you don't provide an envelope, stamp, half of them are gonna have to toss them. Yeah. They also suggested, and I think it's a good idea, putting it in the effort review, the shopping news, whatever, that the township is, looking for input on the park, that they could stop by here and get a survey, we can certainly mail them to people if they want them. But I just think it's a lot of expense to send them out not knowing how many. I think the online thing, I think you're gonna get a lot more that way. That's just my opinion.
And put
Because
a
it's
little ad,
convenient, it's easy.
put a little ad in the paper or something that says,
Go to the website, they can click on the link to do the survey. And
But
if we
you're
don't
gonna
get a
have to
lot of response, then,
you're gonna have to make people aware that there is a survey. I don't know how many people go on the website.
yeah.
so-
But advertising in the paper would help.
Do you have the dashboard where you can see how many people,
Yeah,
what kind of?
I haven't looked lately, but I could look. Even if we put a sign, we could probably ask Beaver Store, different local businesses, ranks, places like that, I'm sure, the Park and Rec Board can make a sign saying that we're accepting, we're looking for information, what, opinions on what they want to do with, the park. See what we get, and then decide if we want to go to the expense of printing enough for every household.
Well, it's not perfect, but I keep saying gradual incremental improvements are better than delayed perfection. You're asking a lot of questions, how old they are, what they do at the park. But what I think we're missing a little bit is trying to get the senior citizens more involved in activities at the park. And I don't know exactly what all that would look like. But I've often said that a large number of retired people lived in the golf course area that had golf carts, and they would golf every day. Now the golf course has been, gotten rid of. And what can we do to provide more something to replace that in the community? And I don't. What can the park provide something to senior citizens that
Miniature golf if they like golfing.
miniature golf, or even, well, yeah, I don't know. It's just a feeling like we should try to engage them more than we do. I think communities that know every,
There's a version of golf called disc golf.
yeah, frisbee golf,
Frisbee golf.
yeah.
And that's not hard to install in a park, and you would definitely get people that would use it, I'm sure.
I think that's one of the questions that's here, but I know when I do surveys after seminars, and then you fill in the ones that are yes and no, or 1 to 5, but then when it gets to the bottom, it says, please add comments. It's like, I reluctantly, I never add comments, so I'm not sure that you're gonna get a lot of comments in comment section unless you give specific things for them to try to direct them in a certain area. But I don't know if the older people would. Some of that frisbee golf is, you'd have to wing a frisbee pretty hard. Do we have horseshoes? We don't have horseshoes at Brubaker Park, do we?
Yes, we do. We have horseshoes.
Yeah, it's right next to the lines.
Great pits, yeah.
We don't have any organized leagues or anything.
No. That was one thing that was discussed recently at the park meetings was what's to become of those horseshoe pits, because I guess they're at the point now that you either need rebuilt and redone or just taken away, and I've been told that they don't get used hardly ever at all anymore.
I don't know that people know they're there.
And
That's the road.
And but they just decided they were gonna wait until after they get the survey results back to see,
Yeah, that'll be a start. And we can build on that then.
Back to your comment about the seniors, I do have a couple of things listed under the suggestions for events that include seniors. For example, the outdoor fitness class for seniors.
But see, that would just be during the summertime when you could be outside. I don't know if we could have bingo games once a week that would, I was gonna say, they're like, when people know each other, the whole community is safer. And when people don't know each other because they don't interact, it just opens up the door for, an unsafer community. So I'm always looking to see how you might develop things that gets more people involved in working, doing things together. But
Well, I think you're doing a good job with just, you have the Easter egg hunt, the trunk and treat thing. It's gonna go a lot farther in getting people aware of the park and what's there than if you just start frisbee golf or something. It's just another activity like the quates or volleyball or something that people, if you advertise something, have some food or something, it'll just get a lot more people involved than it will if you put something there that they can go and play with or something.
Yeah, and I got a lot of positive feedback when we had the Easter egg hunt, that
Yeah.
everybody was like, wow, it's great to see everybody.
I agree, and I commend you too. But the Little League plays there, so it's parents with kids interact. And then the Easter egg is probably also maybe the same group of young families and the trick or treat, or trunk or treat is, again, this kind of maybe the same group. How can we get events that get the groups that aren't included?
Parents fight at the building.
But they know each other.
Well, one
Kinda
thing,
get
you
something
know,
that's not so
it's
aggressive.
not exactly an event, but getting maybe some of the senior citizens or retired people even to help run events. That's getting them involved, let alone you'd be including, you know, the younger families and stuff, but it would be, you know, trying to get people also involved in helping doing the events. That's, you know, it's an option there, you know, there too.
I also have the community barbecue picnic, you know,
True.
things that are outside of focus on children. And see what people decide.
Likewise, I think the fire companies do a great job with their breakfasts and dinners and stuff where they're drawing everybody in.
Yeah.
But it's never enough, you know. It's like whatever we can do more for people to get to know each other, and it'll be better for all of us. So
One thing to think about is maybe making a key or a map of the township park that explains what all activities are. You know what I mean? That you would have something that would explain that, you know, that we have horseshoe pits here, because they are kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of underneath the trees where you don't see them other than the cone's sitting there. And most people think the cone's there because there's a hole there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even a simple $15 sign or something, you could stick in the ground that says horseshoe pits or something.
Yeah, right.
We could even do like an open house day where we have people stationed at all the different, you know, activities and have people walking around doing
I mean,
filling up the.
some of the parks are doing fly fishing time, you
Yeah.
know, for the older seniors, they're doing that kind of stuff, because a lot of the seniors guys love to tie flies. And obviously with all the wildlife there, you would find plenty of feathers. So, but yeah, I mean, even a key that explains what everything, just, we don't, you know, you don't have that, everything's just there, it's just, you know, somewhere around the one pavilion or the tennis court or something. It's just an option.
Gene, do you still go down to Reading to play softball during the day with some? Can you organize a senior softball league in Brubaker Park?
The big thing anymore is cornhole. You get a cornhole tournament, man, you're drawing people all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm going to talk to you more about that because Reamstown Fire Company runs one every Friday night, and
Is that where they throw them in a board?
Yeah.
Is that what that is? Okay, I understand. And the bean bag or something like that? They actually go around doing that.
That's actually a pro sport. It's on ESPN.
Well, I think I should.
well, Reamstown Fire Hall gets $5 for every person.
Yeah.
There was 25 the other night, last Friday night. And all they do is open up. They provide food. One week do it at Bowmansville, and next week do it at 5 Point when you alternate back and forth. And it's winter time. Yeah, but the Reamstown Fire Company does it over the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do we accept the survey as it is, and let's at least see how it goes?
Yeah, there's only one thing they might consider, they can consider that any time would be even a night or two, or maybe more, a car and motorcycle night down at Sonic in Morgantown. Sonic gets the cars and the place next gets the motorcycles on Thursday nights, and look at Ephrata, the first Sunday of every month. Were you ever there?
No, but you had a big turnout at Bowmansville Days with a car show.
I think it was about 200 cars there that night. I was thinking of what I seen.
You know
I
how,
was thinking of I don't know if you allow cars in your yard or something, or up in your grave for cars. There are a lot of car shows around now.
Yeah, but
There are.
Ephrata has the biggest motorcycle one. Were any of you ever there on the first Sunday of the month? It's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds
They
of
do the
motorcycles.
breakfast.
Yeah, they have a breakfast there. But you should see all the motorcycles that come from all over.
I'm going to go see a guy, I believe at 8 o'clock, or before 8 o'clock. I'm going to see a guy who puts on a car show. It's called 4 a year. And maybe he might think about that. He lives in the township. Maybe he'll think about, see what he thinks about putting one on Brubaker Park if they would allow that. Now, when he puts on a car show, there's 250, 300 cars there. I've been to them. Yeah, they're pretty big.
Now, did Bowmansville Days charge for you to bring your car there? And then did they give awards or prizes?
You can get a ticket, you put it into it, whatever you want to try to win, they go together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have a donation.
Yeah.
I assume that the money goes to the township or some, or the park recreational, and like that, I don't know.
Okay, is there a motion to,
Oh, the other thing,
yeah.
when it comes to the people who respond to the survey,
Yeah.
there might be some outsiders that respond. If you keep a running list of the residents and the outsiders, because we have one man, I don't think he comes much no more. He walks the park a couple times a week and picks up all the trash, lives in East Earl. We have another couple, I don't know if they're coming right now. They walk their dogs. Sometimes it's every day of the week. They're from Untitled Township. But keep a list of the separates.
Well, that reminds me, though, that East Earl supervisors were open to the idea of contributing to our park because a lot of their residents use our park, and they don't have a park. East Earl don't have a park. They give some to Terry Hill Park, but they seem to be open that they would do a donation to our park.
I have a question. Did you look at the survey done before the park was implemented?
Gary had given me a survey to look at, and some of this, we used that when we were designing this survey.
You know, one of the biggest things? An amphitheater
An amphitheater.
for concerts.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was one of the biggest things on that list. And swimming pools, which is odd.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing that you had asked me about, trying to check it into, I did a little bit, lights on the ball field, and you had already had some discussion about that, and I think at a minimum it's going to cost $40,000, and at a max probably $100,000. All depends on the pole and the quality of the lights that you will put on the pole. Yeah, you can put, like telephone poles up and just across these with a cheaper light. But if you put up a quality pole, a quality lighting system, but that would draw, softball.
Yeah, yeah.
How deeply did you
I
think
mean,
East Earl wants to be involved?
And a quality lighting system is going to cost $500.
Well, we're still looking at some things, and Harry Lehman was gonna do some checking, and then I think he got too busy, so we are gonna talk with Baldwin Electric and kind of get some budget numbers.
And that's just, what I call wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's give direction to the Park and Rec Committee on their survey. Tell them to go ahead with it?
whatever they feel is the best way to end the survey.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good start. You could put all kinds of questions on there, but it's a good place to start.
Well, okay, I'll make a motion that we grant approval for them to continue the survey and try to get some feedback from the community.
I second it.
Okay, the motion was made and seconded. Those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carried. Do you have anything you want to add on behalf of the Park and Rec?
No, we appreciate the approval.
Okay.
We've been working on trying to get this together because we want to start getting some ideas, improvements.
Yeah. Okay. Under old business, the Act 537 plan update, Fred Ebert is putting that together. Should be in a final or a draft form shortly now.
I will reach out to them.
Okay. You have the Brubaker house agreement of lease that our solicitor prepared. Is there any questions or comments on any of the items in the lease agreement? This is pretty much exactly the same as last year.
It is, except we added the renewal term,
Okay.
section 1.3, telling them that it would be, we would grant an additional term of 1 year as long as they gave you 60 days notice.
Okay,
And you would agree to that. And then also we put the internet right in there, in section 4.3. That was a additional item that was just added. Last year we did it separately because it was
Came
put on at
afterwards,
the, yeah, so that's at 4.3. But basically it's the same. Yep, just need a motion approving that.
okay, is there a motion to approve this lease agreement that we're offering for Pathways?
I make a motion that we approve the agreement for Pathway.
A second.
That's the second.
Okay. Okay, the motion is made and second. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Yeah, let me just see. This, the letter from Technicon on Maple Ridge North there's no action required for this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Karen.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, because they did the final wearing course, typically we provide them a punch list of what would be required to offer dedication of the street system.
Yeah,
So
but-
that's generally what that letter reflects, is what those conditions or requirements would consist of.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed out the fact about the area for the snows did not get paved.
Correct, right.
The other time they said they forgot it.
Yeah, it is one of the improvements that we have secured, so that's something that, I know I spoke with Andy as part of the walkthrough with the wearing course, so and I think we identified everything that you had brought up in that letter also.
Okay, Art, you want to make a comment?
Two
Yeah.
things. I don't know if I'll be able to make the next township meeting.
Okay,
I'll tell you the reason why,
okay.
and I feel honored. The state of Arkansas has established a sizable elk herd. We have some of the largest bull elks in the east. There's 5 permits that go to the public land. And there's a permit that was given as a governor's permit, and that one was auctioned off. That one fetched over $200,000, that one permit for these big bulls. Well, this weekend, a father and a son, of all the people, I used to guide hunters in Colorado, in the flat tops in the wilderness, elk and mule deer. They came in, I met them. This boy, 9 years old, has a permit, drew a permit. Since he's a junior, he's allowed to go in 1 week before the others. He's the only person allowed to hunt elk. And they have come in, and of all the people, I feel honored. They've asked me to be their guide and call.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I expect this could be something that could hit the magazines again. A boy 9 years old with one of the biggest bulls you can ever imagine, I sure hope. So I may not get the next township meeting.
Okay.
The other thing is, Carol noted little about it. Here, last year, coming past one of the developments, I heard this ping on the motorcycle. I thought, well, gee, that sounded like something hit my motorcycle. When I got home, I got a mark on the motorcycle where somebody looked at it, either shot it with a pellet gun or a BB. Okay. We were riding later on, my wife on the back, through the same spot. My wife hollers out. And we got home and there's a hole right here in her jaw. And the blood was coming out. And I had no idea for sure. Was it a bird? But this turned black and she has a lump. She went to the dentist just recently. And they said, did you have surgery done on your jaw? She said, no. They took x-rays closer. Here, and I'm pretty sure I know which house, in one of the developments, not far from Jean's house. No, not far from there. She has a pellet lodged in her jaw.
BB.
3/4 of an inch back, she'd have been dead. That's how close it was. I'm pretty sure I know which house, but what are you gonna do?
Well, you report it to the state police.
What are they gonna do?
They'll investigate it, just like anything else.
Yeah, they, could stop in if it's a kid or something. It'd scare him enough that he'd quit it maybe, but.
They still live there, San Diego?
I don't know if they moved, that's the thing, just recently. But, why? I look at it this way. BB guns, pellet guns, any type of guns, bows. Because I know arrows in developments that skip off the target across the street to the neighbor's garage. That kind of stuff should not be in our residential areas, period. It's just too dangerous. But I just thought I'd let you know, some people have no respect for other people. So now she has a pellet in her jaw. They said they could remove it. She said, nah, let it go. It doesn't hurt now no more. You can clearly see it on the x-ray, the exact shape of it, right in here. So, yeah.
Were you riding Lashtown Road?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know which house it came from. Same spot.
Well, I would encourage you to report it and get it on record, because someone else will get hurt.
This happened recently or a while ago?
No, it's been a while ago, but when she had the x-ray taken just
Found out.
2 weeks ago or so,
Yes, you just found out.
then we knew for sure it was a pellet. I didn't.
You said you thought it was a bird at that time.
Yeah, I thought it was a bird
Yeah.
that came swooping in and, like a dove or something, and hit her with the beak. But then it's black, and it sticks hot, and it's in there. It's unfortunate that people do that.
I would say report it, because I know we had a trouble with a gentleman dumping trash around the township. And I talked to him, just tried to be civil with him, thought we had it handled. Well, it wasn't a week later, he dumped more trash, and I called the state police on him, and said you should have reported him the first time, because they could have fined him $500, but I didn't, so it was only that one time, and I went and talked to him, and that was it, they couldn't enforce the fine.
Yeah, I just thought that,
I'm glad you did, and I hope you have a good hunt, and I hope you have a good experience with the...
well, it's an honor,
Yeah, I agree. Do our guests from the fire company have anything that they want to add tonight?
Other than the fund drive's out,
Okay.
so second now, and we got out shortly. Breakfast is on Saturday. So I won't be there, but everybody else will be there cooking.
Okay.
One of the races?
Yeah. Yep. I gotta work towards the race. So
hopefully we'll see some teams come over for the breakfast. Trying to compete with Shady Maple's a little tough.
You're closer though.
Yeah, but they look forward to Shady Maple every year, and if they're not there, I think they get cranky. But yeah, no, the fund drive's out. Last year we had a pretty good fund drive. Hopefully this year it'll go up a little bit. We're still only receiving back probably 37%, somewhere around in there. So we'll see. It gradually goes up every year, but should have expenses too, so.
Yeah. Well, I always enjoyed them when I got there, but we're away this weekend too, so. Okay, is there anything else? Is there a motion to adjourn? At 7:55?
I make a motion to adjourn at 7:55.
I second it.
Okay, the motion is made and seconded. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.